everyone, welcome to today's Clean With Me video. Today it is kitchen day. It is kitchen day, so I'm going to clean the kitchen top to bottom, and yeah, thought you might want to watch. First thing I'm doing is putting on my apron. I like this sort of pinafore, I think that's what you call it, style apron for cleaning, and I like the cute little other style of aprons for cooking. So yeah, anyway, apron is on. First thing I start with is always going to be a quick wash of my hands, and then I start putting away any clean dishes in our drying rack. I'm not a person that loves drying dishes with a tea towel. I tend to just wash them and leave them to dry, and then I come back later because I spend a lot of time in my kitchen and I know I'm always going to return there. So as soon as the dishes are dry, I just put them away. And I always follow the same sort of pattern. I start with the glasses, which are just above the drying rack, and then I move on to plates and plates and cups and all of the things that are in the big cupboard that I'm putting stuff into now. And then once that's done, I move on to cutlery, into the cutlery drawers. I don't know why, I just tend to follow that pattern and it makes it really, really easy. This is where we keep our Tupperware. That's what I'm putting away now. We like to reuse our Chinese food containers. And yeah, chopping boards go underneath that next to the microwave. Let me know in the comments if you have a certain pattern that you follow when you put away your dishes or when you do your cleaning, or really any other sort of routine that you do at home. If you have a particular rhythm or a pattern that you follow, I would love to know about it. Now it's time to put away everything. So the toaster goes under the counter. I basically do a little bit of straightening up if there's anything else out. And now I'm trying to get a new tea towel and a new dishcloth for the day. And I've just realized it's not in my drawer where I always keep them because I just washed a ton of them. So I'm coming back in after getting them from where the washing is hanging. So new dishcloth every day, or when it gets dirty, and then a new tea towel every day as well. And now I'm going to start by hand washing our morning dishes. And this is usually just, water glasses from the night before, breakfast dishes, coffee cups, chopping board from preparing school lunches. I always wipe down the sink before I begin just to make sure I've got a nice clean surface to rest the dishes on, because I'm not going to dry them with a tea towel. So if you're wondering why I have a tea towel, it's just for other random stuff. When I need to dry something quickly that I need straight away when I'm cooking, I still have tea towels. I just don't like to dry all of my dishes. So I tend to have a pattern when I wash dishes as well, and you've probably seen this before in a Clean With Me video that I've done in the past. I always tend to start with glasses, and then I move on to coffee cups, and after that's when I do plates, then cutlery, then extras. I don't really know why. There's no reason. You don't have to do it the same way I do. In fact, if you do yours a different way, I'd love to know what it is. I don't know, I find comfort in routine, and it just makes the whole task a little more soothing. Now we have a dishwasher, but I only use it when we have a lot of people coming over and we've gone through a ton of plates and cutlery and glasses and things like that. I tend to find it easier just to do a quick hand wash a couple of times throughout the day, and especially in the winter when it's really cold here, it just keeps my hands nice and warm. Although it does also dry them out, so I use a bit more hand cream than usual.
Send a prayer if I'm out of luck. Send a little love and I'll make it back. Send me a letter and a bottle of wine, telling me I will be fine. Baby, I'm stuck with a halfway heart. halfway hard. Sing to me if I lose my voice. Set a better route if I lose my course. Count on my company and I will come.
I'm just doing a quick lap around the house now to pick up any water glasses from next to beds on nightstands and any other breakfast dishes that may not have found their way into the kitchen yet. I love my husband, but he tends to leave his breakfast plate in our living room. So I go around the house and I just pick up the randoms that we forget to bring in. You know, I have to admit too, I'm usually the person that leaves water glasses in our bedroom, and I've been known to hide old water glasses in our cupboard when I'm too lazy to take them in the kitchen. So I can't really judge my husband really when I think about it.
Slip away if I come too far. Pick me up when I'm in pieces. Oh, that halfway heart of mine is a rolling stone. Make me roll right home. Halfway hard.
Now I'm getting to the end of the space on our drying rack, so I'm trying really hard to balance everything so that I don't have to dry anything by hand. So it's kind of like, it feels a bit like Tetris but with dishes, but I get there. Okay, so the dishes are finally done. Woohoo! It's time to give the countertops a quick going over. All I do is use the same dishcloth I've used for the dishes. I replace my dishcloth every day, so I know it's always clean. And then I just give the countertops a wipe over so that they're ready for the next time I'm doing any cooking or preparing food. Sometimes before I actually do any cooking, I'll do a bit of a declutter project and then I'll wipe the counters over once more. But generally, after I do the dishes, I clean the countertops and then it's ready for the next time I cook. Alright, I am going to do the part I actually hate the most now, which is taking out the bins. We have a bit of a complicated bin system. We have bins for landfill, compost, soft plastics, recyclables that we can put into our yellow bin out the back. And at the moment I'm taking the recyclables for the yellow bin out the back and emptying them into the big bin. And then I just bring that house-sized container back in and move it into the lounge room because I'm going to do the floors in a minute. Now this next bin that I'm working with now is our soft plastics, and for this I'm pretty lazy, so I'm going off to get a stool, and then what I do is I sit down and I take out the bag that our potatoes come in. That's a really big plastic bag, and then I'm just going through that plastic bag holder and putting all of the other little soft plastics into the potato bag. And that's really just so that when I do the grocery shopping at the end of the week, ready for the new week, before I go and buy all of the new stuff for our house, I take that bag of soft plastics into our local Coles. Woolies do it too, but I do it at the local Coles, and I put it in their TerraCycle recycling bin. So basically what that means is anything that you buy in a soft, kind of a squishable plastic that you can't put in your yellow bin at home. I mean, your bins are going to be different depending on where you live, but for us, if we can't put it in our yellow bin, then it goes in the soft plastic recycling at the local shop. And so I just kind of cram it all in there and tie it up, and then so that I remember to actually take it, I'm putting it straight in the boot of my car. Oh, actually, I've just realized that I don't have my keys, my car keys. So now I'm just going to wander around the house for a minute trying to figure out where I've left them, because I haven't left them where I'm meant to. And I'm back and I've got my keys, so I'm taking that out. The soft plastics are going in the boot of my car, and that way when I go grocery shopping, I open up the boot to get my shopping bags, and bam, I don't forget it. I know it's there.
Hey, do you remember 20-something years ago? Those cold nights in December, and the sound of the falling snow, the fireplace warming us, the VHS movie box.
Time to do the floors. So I take the cat food off the floor, grab the broom. This is just a Kmart broom. I found the bristles are quite soft but effective on the floor, and I like to sweep up. It's usually things like veggie scraps that have fallen on the floor that no one's noticed, or dry cat food that's fallen down, you know, just the random stuff, dust and dirt that the kids track in on their shoes. So I give everything a big sweep up all the way through the kitchen. And then when I get to about the pantry, I like to open up the pantry door and just get whatever's sitting on the bottom there too. You know, we keep our potatoes and our onions in our pantry, so the odd onion peel or skin or whatever that falls off when you get an onion out of the cupboard, that's usually in there. So I just make sure that the pantry is taken care of as well. Yep, see, that's an onion wrapper with some onion skin in it. So we'll just get rid of all of that, sweep that up. And then once I've swept to around about our laundry area, you can't see it really well in this video, but our laundry is right next to our kitchen. That's when I'm also going to take care of the laundry floor. And I usually stop about now and peek behind the door, which is where the kitty litter for the cat is, and just kind of scoop and clean out the kitty litter at the same time, because I'm getting rid of all of the gross rubbish in my kitchen. But today was a nice surprise, because I went ahead and got a bag, and then I spent like a minute looking for the shovel for the kitty litter. And then in my mind I was getting a little bit cranky at everybody who had not put it back where it belonged, and then I found it behind something else in our backyard. And then I come inside to clean the kitty litter, and then I'm pleasantly surprised to find out that my husband has already done it. Yay! So he's a legend, and I don't have to do that. And now I will just take back the mentally angry I was at him for losing the scooper, because now I realise that's what happened. Anyway, so that job doesn't have to be done, and now all I have to do is grab the dustpan and brush out of the cupboard and just brush up any just random dust in the laundry area. And yeah, then I'm going to put all of that together and in the green bin outside our house.
Think twice, a pair of jeans and a dusty shirt. We didn't have a dime. No, you and me were poor as dirt, and all we had was time. When you and me were poor as dirt, and all we had was time.
Now that the basics are done, like the dishes and the floors and the rubbish has been taken out, I'm just taking a minute now to wash my hands. And this is normally when I start thinking about, all right, what sort of extra little thing can I do while I'm in here? And today, the area that needs a little bit of extra attention is the front of our cupboards. I usually find that the cupboards that are used the most, especially by the kids, always have just a little bit of a handprint or a fingerprint on them or something just a little bit grimy. So today's the day. I'm just going to get my vinegar mix out and I spray the sponge and give the front of our glass cupboard a bit of a wipe over. I don't want to spray the cupboard directly here because the dishes are right underneath it, but yeah, I just go over it with the same dishcloth that I used earlier. The only difference now this is going to make to my cleaning today is I'm not going to continue to use this dishcloth later to do more dishes. I'm just going to put this in to be washed when I'm finished with the cupboards. So I usually start with the glasses cupboard, go onto the pantry, basically the areas that get used the most. So they're the ones that end up with more fingerprints on them. And anywhere where we're usually cooking, I tend to find that that's where I'm going to find random splotches of tomato paste and spaghetti sauce and things like that. So I like to go over the cupboards at least once every couple of weeks and just make sure that they're still nice and clean. It always amazes me how grimy the cupboard where I wash the dishes is. You'd think that would be the cleanest one because all I'm doing over this sink is literally washing things. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just watermarks or random sources. Things just get on the front of this cupboard here. This is our baking cupboard, so I'm forever opening this to get the toaster out in the morning for breakfast, but also our baking tins, the sifter, the silicone molds, the second stand mixer. I'm always opening this cupboard and getting something because I like to bake every couple of days. Okay, this part is a little bit embarrassing. I'm cleaning the front of my cupboards that are above my oven, and I'm about to realize that my range hood is actually really dirty. So I've been keeping on top of cleaning the cupboard doors, but the actual range hood for my oven has the most thick and grimy, dusty layer on top of it right now. I don't think I've cleaned that section in a few months, so it's so bad I have to go back and wash the dishcloth and go back multiple times and clean it. So yeah, that's a bit of a hot mess, that area at the moment. But you know, I mean, this is why it's good that we do different areas of our kitchen when we clean it. So I know the basics are dishes and counters and floors, but it's really hard to stay on top of the whole kitchen unless you're doing a big spring clean style clean on a regular basis. And I can only spring clean once a year, so spotting these little parts throughout the year really helps. And I guess I just have to shake off feeling like, oh no, this got too dirty, that's really bad, because you know, that's life really, isn't it? So you clean it when you find it. Whoops, turned on the light there. Just cleaning the light switch and the fan switch while I'm there. And that's it for my cleaning today. We are done with the kitchen. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.